The following episode of the Top Gun Show is being provided for the sales partners of NXTSYS as yet another valuable tool to help your customers make informed decisions. Enjoy. Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show. Today I'd like to welcome Aaron Acree, the National Account Director for LiveVox, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. Aaron has held channel and/or account director roles at companies such as Masergy, Vonage, TalkDesk, and Nextiva before recently joining the LiveVox team. He is a CCAS and channel warrior. Aaron, welcome to the Top Gun Show.
Steve, thank you so much for having me. Like I was telling you earlier, super excited to be on the show. It's a bucket list I can check off now.
Yeah, and I'm decked out in all the LiveVox gear here. I'm a big fan of LiveVox, so it's really a pleasure to interview you. And Aaron, since this is your first time on the Top Gun Show, I'd like to start off by hearing about what brought you to the LiveVox channel team.
So there's a lot of things that did, but I'd have to say that the team that we're growing here, it's a different space. I've been in the CCAS and the UCAS world for the last 10 years, and seeing the product set that we have here and the group that, Dan Delozier leading, we've got Mei Lee, we've got veterans across the board, Angelo, Scott. I mean, it's a small team right now, but the core that we have is just amazing. And I'd say that's the number one thing that drew it here. And then getting to talk to some of the executive leadership. A lot of times you have a channel program that's really strong, but then it stops there. And you have to fight through all the executive stuff. And that's not here. Our CRO, Eric Fowler, and Louis, I mean, they're just great. They're all in on the channel. So it's a super exciting time.
Yeah, Eric's a great guy, and you do. I mean, you might not have the biggest team, but you're full of first-round draft picks. Mei Lee and Dan. I mean, it's an exceptional team. So you've been in the channel for over 20 years, or excuse me, you've been around for over 20 years. You're relatively new to the channel, but I like the way you guys are going to market with such an exceptional group of professionals. So hats off to you.
It's exciting. I'm really excited to grow to be it, and it's one of those you get to choose who it is versus just getting stuck with what you have. We've been able to handpick, and it's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, at AppSmart, we keep hearing that LiveVox is the best game in town when it comes to outbound. Talk to the viewers about why that is. Why is LiveVox winning so well in the outbound?
I think that's one of the best parts. So it's a true differentiator where we've talked about, compliance is a really big situation. Like when you're talking about TCPA and having to fit in the regulations, we've been hyper focused on that. You look at stir shaken, that's something we've been working on for the past few years versus going, oh gosh, now that it's law, what do we do about it? And then you also have the component of the HCI where it's really a differentiator in how you can be more productive with risk mitigation.
Yeah, now you mentioned HCI. Talk a little bit about why that's a unique differentiator for LiveVox. Talk about what HCI product is and what makes it so unique.
So what it is, it's a situation where because of TCPA not being able to call into cell phones that are without having consent, we have the human component part of it, which is the HC and the HCI. And the reality is it becomes about as 75% as effective as that power dialer used to be, but it stays within compliance. And the compliance part of it is really important because we're 11-0 in federal court defending our customers and utilizing it, saying that it fits within that compliance. And so when you have someone that's court tested and approved, and we stand behind our customers and the services that we sold them, it really does stand out versus someone saying, hey, we fit within compliance, but aren't proven. I think that's a big differentiator.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to be with a team that's 11-0? I mean, that's pretty amazing. We won't bring up Oklahoma Sooners and Ohio State Buckeyes and all that stuff, but wait till next year. We're going to get them next year for sure.
Always next year for us.
That's right. Well, Aaron, I know you're a big fan of the Top Gun Show, and then I know there are millions and millions of people watching you right now. Why don't you tell the viewers a fun little known fact about yourself?
I think the most interesting fact, which has probably been played out in the icebreakers we've done, is the fact that I coached college football in Mexico for a couple of years right out of college. It was a pretty exciting experience. My very first game I coached was actually in Olympic Stadium in Mexico City, and getting to come up out from the locker room onto the place where they had the Olympics was pretty special. And that's a pretty fun fact, I'd say.
Well, that's great, man. How fun. What a great experience. I love it. I love it. Well, Aaron, thanks so much for spending time with us on the Top Gun Show today. I appreciate it very much.
Hey, it's a pleasure. I feel like a celebrity being amongst the group of people that you've had on here. So thanks for having me, Steve.
You are a celebrity, my friend. I love it. Well, join us next week when we have Landis Craig, the Senior Solutions Consultant for LiveVox on the show. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.